on our YouTube channel later, so it is recording now. We were going to go Facebook Live with this, but I keep getting an error, so I don't want to hold us up. I think we should go ahead and get started. I'll keep trying that. But thank you everyone so much for joining us today. Again, my name is Jasmine Alderson. I'm the spa director here at LUX A Medical Spa. Just a little bit of background on LUX. If you are not familiar with us, we have been open since 2014. We are co-owned by both a plastic surgeon, Frederick Winiger, MD, and a dermatologist, Carmen Trewick, MD. So we're the only medical spa in this area who is co-owned by both. Last year, 2019, we opened our second location located in Shelter Cove on Hilton Head. So if you haven't seen that new office, it is just as lovely as our original one, and we invite you to come and visit us there. Today, we are doing a presentation on Radiesse, which is one of our dermal fillers. Blair Salafield, I hope I pronounced that right, Blair, is joining us. She is the Portfolio Regional Director of the Southeast with MERS Aesthetic. She's been part of the aesthetics industry for 20 years, working with both plastic surgeons and dermatologists, and has been in her most recent position with MERS Aesthetics for 6 years. So I'm not going to hold us up. Blair, it is all yours. And again, if you have any questions, Susan Coker is joining us, and our nurse practitioner, Erin Hutchinson, is also joining us. So if Blair can't answer them, then Susan and Erin will pop on and answer as well. So we look forward to getting everybody's questions answered today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jasmine. And my gosh, thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I know that we say this all the time, that we're learning how to manage in a virtual world, or learning what the new normal is. And you guys are known for having a historical, amazing open house. And why let something like a laptop or a phone take that away? So I thank Lux, I thank Jasmine for organizing this with MERS and allowing us to join in and be a part of this. And especially because this is my favorite subject. I've been with MERS for 6 years. I've worked in all 3 of our aesthetic divisions, but I get excited when I talk about Radiesse. And Radiesse is a dermal filler. It is actually the oldest FDA cleared filler that is still on the market today. So it is one of those that just keeps on, it's one of those products that just keeps on giving. It's an American classic, and Lux is a very big proponent of Radiesse, and I love that about them. And so to get started, you know, we talk about the aging process. When we begin to age, our bodies begin to lose collagen. Our bones even begin to deplete, your nose and your forehead and your cheekbone. And of course, we start to lose volume. And so when you're looking for a way to enhance these 3 skin age elements, there's all kinds of different ways you can go there. You could do with different treatments, different laser treatments, different fillers. But to this day, there's still only one product on the market that I like to say, you have your cake and eat it too. This product not only helps with volume loss, it also helps with collagen stimulation. So you get to have your cake and eat it too, because we do need both. And so we look at this here. This talks about kind of the folds, and the folds that we see, you know, you start seeing these little lines around here, these little marionette shadows through here. Then we start getting a little depletion through here in your cheeks. And all of that is due to the volume loss. And so we want something that looks and feels natural and helps bring back the clock. In the meantime, the collagen loss is something that it's a slow process, but then one day we wake up and, oh my gosh, where did it all go? And so by using a product like Radiesse, you're gently and simply adding that collagen natural stimulation while getting that visual correction. And so here's a little bit about Radiesse. Here on this slide, you'll see that we have listed areas that we call our on-label areas. Now, Radiesse is a highly customizable treatment. And there's a lot of fun things that Susan does with Radiesse in the market, in the office, but you can see here, pre-gel folds. It's this guy right here. And I would love to tell true stories. So when I started working in the aesthetic industry a million years ago, and I went to work for a dermatologist, Radiesse had actually just hit the market. It was still a brand new product, and I was young, y'all. I was, gosh, in my early to mid 20s. And I've always been, you know, an aesthetic junkie. I've always been the kind of person that'll try anything twice. And the first thing I ever had done aesthetically, even before a chemical peel, this is true, I had my pre-gel sulcus filled because genetically my mom gave me this. My mom gave me my Jay Leno chin and my dad gave me my cheeks. And so by creating this little area here, it created a smooth little line to help make this look a little more natural and a little more contoured. Now, here I am, I'm 40 years old, and there's not a place on my face that I don't want Radiesse. I want that collagen, I want that contour, I want that lift. And so here's a little example of how it works. It's a dermal filler. So when it's injected, you get that instant gratification of creating a lift for your tissue. And when we're using it to efface the mid-face, it brings back that contour of the cheek and gives you that really nice cut look. When we're using it in the folds, it just helps decrease that fold very naturally. But once it's injected, over time, over the course of a couple of weeks, few weeks, the product actually begins to expand and it activates calcium hydroxyapatite. Very simply put, it is a collagen stimulator. So these little natural fibers that are natural to our own body, they activate and it causes our body to say, wake up collagen. And I don't know if anybody here has got their chat room ready, but I'd love to do a pop quiz. What is the average age that we are when we begin to stop producing collagen? See if anybody wants to chime in on that. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you some shocking news. It's around 28 years old. And at around 28 years old, our body starts to stop producing collagen at about 1% per year. And then as we get older and more advanced age, that 1% goes to 2% and then 3%. And so collagen is such a vital word in our aesthetic industry because it helps keep everything with healthy tissue. It gives your skin balance and everybody wants it. And Radiesse is one of the most simplistic ways to produce that collagen while also getting instant gratification and correction. So here are a couple before and afters. We've got Zandra, Miriam, and Leanne. If you see here with Leanne, this is, we'll start with Zandra. This is, you know, the nasolabial folds, marionette lines, a little bit in the chin and a little bit in the pre-gel sulcus. If you go over here, we're gonna jump over to Leanne. Leanne, if you look overall at her tissue, yes, she is corrected. Her folds are corrected. But look at the quality of her skin. I mean, it looks so soft and it looks so healthy, and that's the increase of collagen. And then Miriam, you know, people with a lower percent of body fat are gonna have a higher volume loss as they begin to age. So not only does her tissue look amazing in her after, she actually looks more, just younger, obviously, and more voluminous because she's thin already. We really wanted to amp up that volume and that lift with Radiesse. And we'll skip, and let's not forget about the fellas. Radiesse is a sexy fella treatment because it has the highest lift and volume of any dermal filler on the market. Men get that really great contour. They get that really great shape. They get that cut again. And so for all you ladies out there that have been holed up and quarantined with your hubby and you're staring at him going, got to do something, you know, get your syringe, get your 2 syringes. Let's get him one. And here are a couple of more before and afters. And I'm really big on showing this because we're all at different stages of aging. And I want us all to kind of look at this and hopefully help it kind of relate to where you are in your stage and how Radiesse can benefit you. Here we've got Jennifer. Jennifer's only 42 years old and her story is exactly like mine. She did just 1 syringe of Radiesse and her pre-gel sulcus. And look at that soft, pretty correction. It looks so good. Now we have Stephanie. So Stephanie's 49 years old. And, you know, she's got, I call it that athletic face. She's got an athletic face and really I imagine that Stephanie's a runner because you can see kind of the collagen loss through sun damage. So now with her 2 syringes of Radiesse, not only are her folds corrected, her cheeks are lifted, but again, it's that quality of collagen and that quality of tissue that you can only get with Radiesse through a filler. Now let's go up in age and let's meet Miss Pam. So this is ironic, but my mother-in-law's name is Pam, and this is Pam. Pam loves she's got a place in Hilton Head, and they go to Turks and Caicos, and she plays tennis all the time. Pam is the ideal candidate for amping it up with Radiesse. Again, you can see here, nasolabial folds, efface the mid-face, smooth out that pre-jowl. And again, I just say it over and over again, look at her cheeks. Look at how smooth they look. That's collagen, y'all. We're gonna go up a little bit higher. So here's Miss Lorraine. So she's 74 years old, definitely in a more advanced stage of collagen loss. And again, with her 2 syringes of Radiesse, a little over 2 syringes of Radiesse, we now got the corners of her mouth. Again, efface the mid-face, nasolabial folds, that lower face again. And I just look at that skin and go, wow, I don't know a 74-year-old that could naturally have that kind of tissue, even with the healthiest lifestyle, because of that collagen loss. We begin to deplete, we get the little folds, and even our muscles begin to help contract and make those little wrinkles, and Radiesse just smoothed it out. And then my last one that I just love introducing you guys to is Miss Catherine. Catherine is 81 years old. She looked amazing to begin with. And here with 5.3 cc's of Radiesse, I mean, does that after, do we think that she would be 81 years old? I mean, I would fall out of my chair if I met her somewhere and she tried to tell me she was 81. I would be like, you are not telling the truth, lady. But look at how good she looks. And I love showing these before and afters because they give you kind of an idea of what we can do and how versatile it is, and how, you know, starting with dermal treatments, it's for everyone at any stage, because whether it's a tweak or whether it's an overhaul, Radiesse is a fantastic product for that. I always like to add that if you've had dermal fillers before in the past, Radiesse is 1.5 cc's. What that means to you is that a typical syringe of a hyaluronic acid filler is 1 cc. So just right out of the gate, you're already getting 50% more product with 1 syringe. And if you look at if you ever look at before and afters with hyaluronic acid fillers, they talk about how many syringes it takes for correction. It takes a lot of syringes and a lot of cc's for correction. So right out of the gate, you're getting 50% more product. And not only are you getting 50% more product, because Radiesse has the highest lift and volume of any filler, it actually takes 30% less than a traditional hyaluronic acid filler does to get the correction that you are looking for. So again, it's a great bang for your buck. It's as an aesthetic treatment, and it's also immediate lift. And Susan, I think you're muted right now, but I'm gonna ask you a question. When you are effacing the mid face, do you ever have your patient just hold that mirror and go from cheek to see that pop, and just see just how glamorous and amazing Radiesse just pops that cheek right out?
For sure, and partially because you get that, one, they're a little nervous, so it's nice to see, okay, things are going the way they want it to, and two, that just the before and after is so cool.
It is.
You get that immediate effect too.
It is so immediate. It's like no other filler. Once it's laid down and you get that correction. I mean, I have seen patients cry. Shoot, when I got injected back in December, I guess when you get busy and you let life go on, I got injected in December. I was driving home staring at myself in the rearview mirror because it was such an amazing look on me. And I know how much I love Radiesse. And y'all can tell I get excited about Radiesse. So Radiesse is also FDA cleared for the hands. Oh my gosh, y'all busted me. I was trying a new nail polish color today. Whoops. So Radiesse is injected in the hands. And what we look at the hands is about, obviously it's the volume loss, but it's the collagen loss. And if you test a hand, if you just pinch it and it doesn't bounce back, it's time for Radiesse. And here are a couple before and afters. And MERS was the first company to create a global grading scale for hand aging. And you can see here's a 0. She's got plump, soft, perfect hands. And then your 4 grade is that severe volume loss. And again, the Radiesse is there to increase the volume and soften it, but it's also there to add collagen because that's where it's stimulated from in the first place. And here are some really great before and afters. I love thinking about this for these big events, these family events and these weddings where you're going to be photographed and hugging people and you'll be by your daughter, the bride. I mean, what better way to create a lovely picture than to have a smoothed out hand? Here's another before and after. This is Zandra and Leanne, who we met earlier. I love Zandra's results, beautiful. And so, you know, this is in wrapping up. We won't go into the safety data. That's a bunch of small words y'all don't want me to read through, but I'll leave it right here. So just in wrapping up, again, Radiesse is that filler that allows you to get high lift and volume while getting long-term collagen stimulation. So you really do. I'll just end and say you get have your cake and eat it too. I guess I'll open up to questions. Or Susan, I mean, I could talk Radiesse for days. What is one of your favorite tricks of the trade with Radiesse?
I definitely like the cheeks because you get more volume than you. Most of my patients are in their 50s to 60s, some in their 70s, one in her 90s, and we did Radiesse. You get that immediate effect, and with Radiesse you get 1.5 cc's. So with two syringes, you've got three cc's, which is a whole nother syringe more than the other product. And then getting that collagen stimulation long term is really nice. I find with the Radiesse, I like to do 2 syringes, and then somewhere between 3 and 6 months later do a second one because of that, keeping that collagen stimulation going.
Absolutely. I call it, it's with other fillers, you kind of ride that wave, right? You get your volume, but your body depletes it. It's not a collagen stimulator. So you get lifted, but you go back down and you got to do it again. But I love that protocol because you get the start, you get the correction, and then you're slowly just adding in little bits of collagen. And then, you know, you see your patient a year to 2 years later, and it's not just contour, which contour is good. I love a good contour, but it is also that softer tissue, and it continues to work off each other.
I think women in their 40s, it's off label, but the temples and then jawline, pre-jowl.
Absolutely.
Really pretty. Yes. And Radiesse is so versatile and close to perfect for that area. I really like it.
Totally. You know, I can only speak on label, but I will confess, I said I love Radiesse. I had lost 20 pounds thanks to a divorce. And because of that, I realized just how hollow and sunken I was getting right there. And it was that instant game changer of creating that. The youthful egg is what they call it, where you've got the wideness here and the angle here. It was a game changer.
Yeah, so, in the hands for older patients too, because again, they have thinner skin, and to get that collagen as well as the volume in, it's just, I think it's superior to hyaluronic acid in the hands.
Absolutely, because it is that collagen, and that little pinch means that the collagen is gone. And, you know, for all of you on the event today, this is a very safe treatment. Very safe treatment. It, you know, takes 30 minutes for your provider, maybe a little longer if you've never been injected before and you want some good consult time and talk about all your aesthetic options. And, you know, again, I mean, it's an in-office treatment. You get in, you get treated, you get to walk out looking and feeling fabulous because you've got the instant graft, and then you get the long-term collagen stimulation. And, you know, we are still to this day, we've the longest FDA cleared filler on the market. And earlier I said at the beginning, it's an American classic, and it's an artist product. It allows your injector to truly be an artist about your face and your age and your contour, because everyone is different, and it really allows for a lot of different customizable results. And I guess here, I'll open this up if any guests have any questions.
This is Jasmine. You can message me privately, and we'll keep you anonymous so people don't know what you're asking. But we would love to know what you would like to know and make sure we get everything covered for you.
A lot of questions that we get is, well, how long does it last? And Susan absolutely touched on that, because we say it's FDA indicated for up to 18 months, but because it's rebuilding your body, it's rebuilding your tissue by going on a simple program, getting your first correction and growing into it and getting more, you're a collagen making machine. So we don't get to say how long will it last. You get to keep it at your collagen and just do those little bits of tweakings to keep that correction and to keep that youthful appearance.
Someone asked, is there swelling?
Swelling and mild bruising are the most common post-procedure effects. Some people are swellers, some people are not, some people are bruisers, some people are not. They're the most common. If you've had fillers before, I would recommend when you consult with Susan to kind of evaluate what your filler history is like. And yes, there could be potential swelling and a little tenderness for a day or two, but typically you are fine to go have lunch with a girlfriend that night or dinner or the next day. It's not going to stop your life. Susan, would you agree?
Like excuse me, in terms of how much time you have swelling, I think it's about 24 hours. And generally when I'm doing like the zygomatic arch or the cheekbones, and I'm trying to get that a little bit more defined, I leave it a little bit more defined than I expect it to be long term. So for the first 24 hours, it will look a little bit overdone, and then it just smooths out really nicely. And the same thing with the jawline. The first 24 hours, it might look a little bit more than needed, but if you have just a little bit more of an edge, then within 24 hours, it's smoothed out really nicely, and it looks great.
Yeah, I agree.
We have another question. Can this treat, and this will probably be a good question for Susan, can this treat other areas beside the face?
Well, there's certainly in other countries, they've been doing a lot of research, and there's several papers internationally on using Radiesse off the face. I think their first FDA indication was for the hands, but actually in other countries they use it on the décolleté, the neck, the arms. I personally, Karen did it on my arms. And it helps with that crepey skin. I'm 60, so my skin's not quite as, it's lacking collagen, I'll put it that way. And then you can also do, a lot of people over their knees will get a lot of crepiness too. So you can do in all those areas, and you just make it a little thinner so that the molecules float more smoothly in those areas, and then go right below the skin, the deep dermis, to stimulate the collagen. So you're using in those areas off the face, it's not so much adding volume as using that ability to stimulate collagen. So that's really exciting.
Yes, absolutely. And it allows for it to be customizable. Rather than having all the volume, it's being positioned to spread out and create the collagen.
Yeah, I would just like to add that, with this, the questions always, people always ask us, how many do I need? What's the right product for me? How do I know how the syringes? The best thing that you can do, especially this month, because all of our virtual consults are free, but the best thing you could do would be to schedule a consult with Susan or Erin or Karen, all of our injectors, and they can take a look at you and kind of give you an estimate. This week, Radiesse is 10% off all week, so you can come in and have it done with one of those ladies this week. You could also purchase it from our website or give us a call, and then you have up to a year to use it. I did just get another question. This one might be for you too, Susan. How much is usually needed for the jawline?
I think typically 2 syringes, one for each side.
We have a really nice before and after for the jawline, I think, online or on our Instagram page maybe. Very good. Well, I'm going to send everybody, if you have if there's more questions, please keep sending them to me. I'm going to send you guys in the chat box a link. It's a link to all of our events coming up the rest of this week and the rest of the month. Blair's going to be joining us again. Is that Thursday? Thursday at 3 o'clock to talk about our Neocutis skincare lines, which is one of my favorite that I've been using for a long time. And I'm going to, if you don't mind, Blair, I'm going to share my screen, and that way they can see what our specials are for the rest of the month. They can book their appointments accordingly and make their purchases accordingly. And then we also have a winner that we want to announce. So let me get this set up to share. Hold on. All right. Sharing
my screen. So I think, is there anything else I need to do on my end?
I don't think so. I'm trying to make my, all right, I gotta, oh wait, hold on. What happens is, okay, share. All right. Can you guys see my screen? If somebody doesn't mind confirming, that would be great.
Yes, I certainly can.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yay. Okay. So our 30 Days of Luxury. This is the first time we've ever done a virtual fall open house. If many of you may know, we usually do a one-day event where Blair and all of her friends and all of our other reps would be here. Everything is on special. We're still doing the specials. We just can't invite all of our patients into the office for a one-day event. So we're spreading it out and trying to give as much love throughout the month as possible. So this week, again, is 10% off the Radiesse filler, 20% off our Lumen skincare, our LTMD sunscreens, 20% off microneedling, and 20% off the Neocutis skincare products. So make sure that you use that link that I sent you to sign up for the rest of the events that we have going on this week. They're all at 3 o'clock. And if everybody is ready, I'm going to click my next slide. Our winner today will win 1 cc of Radiesse, which is valued, I'm sorry, it says 1 cc, but that's wrong. 1 syringe, which is actually 1.5 cc, which we went over that. I'm so sorry, my slide is wrong. 1.5 cc Radiesse syringe valued at $650. And Barbara, give me a call at 843-781-6672, and we will get you scheduled for your 1 syringe of Radiesse. Congratulations, Barbara. And does anybody else have any other questions? Let me go back to my chat box here. I've lost my chat box. Nope. Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions coming through. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you have questions and want to schedule a free virtual consultation, then just call the front desk at that same telephone number, 843-781-6672. Thank you and have a great day. We look forward to seeing you at tomorrow's event.
Thank you.
Thank you.